I've recently been thinking about what I would do if money were not in the picture. I got a job position, which I've been wanting for a really long time, and it is not what I expected it to be, in that it was harder than it is harder than I thought it was going to be. I face more stress in terms of social interactions than I thought I was going to experience. And this desire was something that I had to see through. Well, you don't have to see something through, you can always let it go. A lot of desires can simply be let go, ignored, pushed to the side. There are those which are very deeply rooted within us, that are nurtured from a very young age and really come to the forefront as we become older. And this one had to be with leadership. When I was younger, I was always timid. I didn't really have the voice, the confidence, or the demeanor of a leader. But I knew I had the potential for it. And as I grew older and worked in job environments where I was told what to do, I wanted to be the one doing the telling. And I saw how when you have that much responsibility on your back, you can't have someone that's lazy. You can't have someone that's not thorough. And so as I started to grow into the version of myself which could handle such things, I became aware of how much of a bondage it was creating in my life to certain situations. The job I'm in right now, I stayed here for almost 2 years because I knew that if I stayed here, I could make this happen. Now that I'm at the top, there's the joys which I wanted, but there was a lot of suffering, and there still is suffering, which I won't get away from until I get away from this position. It comes around to something that Maharaj talked about. And he talked about yogis and bogis, yoga and bhoga. Yoga being the path of renunciation, which ultimately leads to salvation. And Bhoga is the path in which you taste all the fruits and then you let them go. And through both paths, you drop desire. You want to try the mango, you eat the mango, okay, I know what it tastes like, sweet, good, and you never want it again. And you grab horseradish and you taste horseradish, and you're like, that's disgusting. And you're like, sweet, cool, and you just leave it, you never do it again. Until eventually all desire is completely gone. But the path of the renunciate is to exactly just renounce. I will not go. I will not go. And so it is not against the rules to move between the two. Have periods of your life where you're in the yogi phase and periods of your life where you're in the bhogi phase. And so he's the one that said the words of, there are small desires in which you can very easily get over. You can just let them go just through mental willpower. Boom, off they go. But those bigger ones, those very deeply rooted ones that you have to see through. About 3 days ago, I was sitting on my couch just exhausted because I have this desire within me, this fire under my butt, to have financial freedom. And it's exhausting because I'm essentially creating a job for myself, and that demands a lot of energy and attention and focus and thoroughness. And that piled on top of my other job is just a lot. And there's been a lot of times where I've wanted to renounce it, just let it go. But it's like getting in an argument with your partner and you're like, I want nothing to do with you right now. And you believe like, oh, I've let them go. I won't be bothered by them. This is really it. This is the time I break up with them. But as you live throughout your day, all you think about is them. All you care for is to be with them. All you care for is to make progress with them and get to where you want to be with them. So that's how it feels with this desire when I let it go. And I've spent very long periods of time where I've stepped away from it. And I feel like a part of me is missing if it is not complete. And this is one of those things that I'm coming to terms with, that I have to enter my bogey phase and I have to taste this fruit. I want to help people. And I try to tell myself to follow the path that I would if I didn't work for money. However, I have been warned to to not be a professional do-gooder. And in the times where I thought that's what I wanted to do, I realized that I was the product. I was for sale. And that's slave work. Because after a certain point, even though you are the do-gooder, you don't want to do good. You want to take care of yourself. You become selfish. And when you do end up serving through that attitude, things get yucky really fast. And so as I was reflecting upon this, I thought to myself, what are those very deeply rooted desires? And one I'm living now, one I'm working towards, and the other I'm very much working towards. To be in a relationship, a healthy, loving relationship with a partner that's on the same page. We're very compatible. We don't have to be exactly the same, but we have a lot of complementing habits, interests, talents, and mindsets, perspectives. And it is a beautiful relationship. It is. I mean, she's my best friend through and through. It's amazing. It's amazing. And that fruit that I'm currently eating, that one's sweet, my boy. That one's sweet. And the plants, which I'm tending to so much day in and day out, are those of supreme health. When I was younger, I had so many horrible experiences with my health. And at the same time, I was blessed to never be put in a hospital, to never break a bone, to never be diagnosed with any type of illness. But I look back at the times where I would have the most horrendous stomach aches, the worst sore throats, just mucus coming out of my nose like a faucet, not being able to breathe because I was so congested, the pain of constipation, vomiting. Though vomiting was rare, I remember those moments because it's my least favorite thing on this planet. I remember being fat when I was younger and feeling the fat rolls under my armpits, being socially shunned. I'm sorry, TMI, but my farts smell bad. And I wanted to so badly be healthy, to be strong, to be full of vitality. That seed eventually sprouted into vegetarianism, which grew to veganism, which ultimately is finding its final stages in the mucusless diet healing system. I can't just go back to meat, cheese, burgers, steaks, junk food, and just give up. I need to taste this fruit, and I've come to accept that. And I'm okay with that, because at the same time, this desire is self-destructive, and those are the ones which you need to adopt. The desire for salvation, enlightenment, is self-destructive. It will destroy itself, which is what you need, because it will also destroy all others. The mucusless diet healing system is a self-destructive desire because it will destroy all desires for food, all desires for consumption. And the other one is financial freedom. I want to get rid of money problems. I feel like I'm good at solving not money problems. I don't want money problems. If the path is financial abundance and creating a way to help people, which I genuinely feel like I'm helping people and not taking advantage of them, and I can make a living off of that, I would love that. And so I encourage you to look within. What are those deep desires which you know you cannot end this life without seeing through? Start acting on them. Let go of the other things. Don't play around with that. Along the way, I can almost guarantee the path will become spiritual. But enough of that. I love you guys. Peace.